All right, what's up, you guys? Brian back here with another recap video. This time, recapping what went down just a little while ago on TNA Impact's debut on AMC, happening in Dallas, Texas tonight. Of course, this was the go home show before this Saturday's big Genesis event that has seen a couple of changes made to the card as far as talent is concerned. So let's just get right into it, and I'll get into those changes in just a little bit. But we started off the show tonight with the phenomenal AJ Styles, who basically came out, cut a promo about TNA and it being on AMC, and saying that the fans are TNA as well, and it all starts with TNA. So that was pretty much it for that. The opening contest of the show was a six-man tag team match. That saw Elijah teaming up with Matt and Jeff, the Hardys, the TNA World Tag Team Champions, as they defeated Order 4's Mustafa Ali, John Schuyler, and Jason Hotch. Then after the match, Special Agent Zero of Order 4 got into the ring. He would take out Elijah with a double chokeslam bomb, or a double-handed chokeslam bomb, and then would leave the Hardys laying with a clothesline. The Righteous, Vincent and Dutch, would come out looking like they were saving the Hardys, but however, it was not the case, because a little bit afterwards, they would attack the Hardys. Vincent would actually take a chain and a lock and basically clip it to the hole in Jeff Hardy's ear because of his ear piercing thing that he has. So Jeff was trapped in the corner while Vincent and Dutch beat up Matt Hardy. Then they made it very clear, the Righteous made it very clear that they are going to become the new TNA World Tag Team Champions this Saturday at Genesis. We heard from Frankie Kazarian, the TNA World Champion, ahead of the big main event on tonight's episode, where Kazarian defended the TNA World title against Mike Santana. They interviewed some stars from Night Patrol that's going to be in theaters. That would be interrupted by the brother of Nick Nemeth, Ryan Nemeth, who basically made a fool of himself. He pushed one of the actors from Night Patrol and went to jump over the barricade and landed on the barricade, and it was really embarrassing for Ryan Nemeth. He would get knocked off of the barricade by Mara Sade. So that was pretty much it for that. It would be announced later on in the show that coming up on Saturday at Genesis, Ryan Nemeth will be facing Mara Sade in one of the big matchups at Genesis on Saturday. We heard from the Director of Authority, Santino Marella, who cut a promo talking about not only how huge TNA being on AMC is, but he also addressed what his daughter, Ariana Grace, did to him a few months ago, turning on him. He said his mind has not been focused, so the board made a decision that he needs some help. And who do they hire to be his to assist Santino? The former Sonya Deville from WWE, who is now going by Daria Ray Suit, who would basically come out, placate to the crowd for a little bit, and then basically say that The only thing we don't need is Santino and his jokes and everything else, saying that she could do a better job than he can, all this different stuff. And then she would proceed to announce that one of her first official acts was that she has signed a new TNA Knockout, and it turned out to be Elena Black, the former Cora Jade, which I think is a really big signing for TNA, in my opinion. So that was pretty much it for that. There was a backstage segment between AJ Styles and Mike Santana. We have new TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions as the Elegance brand. M and Heather by Elegance defeated the Inspiration to become the new TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions. They won the titles with the help of their newest boy toy, apparently, Mr. Elegance. So that was it for that matchup. We heard from Ariana Grace and Stax Lorenzo, the TNA International Champion. So that was it. That really much for that. We saw a backstage segment involving Indy Hartwell where she was cutting a promo, and then the Elegance brand obviously still celebrating their victory and their TNA Knockout Tag Title win. Basically said that, told Indy that, dreamers only dream, doers do, and stuff like that. And Indy basically said that she was going to talk to Santino about getting a match with one of the Elegance brand members, and it was made official. Next week on Impact, Indy Hartwell will be going one-on-one with M by Elegance of the Elegance brand. So that was it for that. There was an in-ring segment with TNA Knockouts World Champion Lei Ying Lee and Santino Marella, where Santino announced that due to visa issues, Danny Luna would not be at Genesis on Saturday. So Lei Ying Lee issued an open challenge to anybody, and it would be answered by Sol Ruca and Zarya of NXT. And Sol Ruca basically said that it would be Zarya challenging Lei Ying Lee at Genesis this Saturday. So that's a big matchup for the Knockouts World title coming up on Saturday. Zarya challenging Lei Ying Lee for the TNA Knockouts World title. There was another segment involving Santino, this time with Cedric Alexander, basically telling him that he would be getting his X Division title match, but it won't be on Saturday at Genesis. There would still be a triple threat match. Cedric Alexander, Moose, and Joe Hendry will be replacing Leon Slater. They announced that Leon Slater was not going to be at Genesis either due to visa issues. However, it was reported that WWE wants Leon Slater for their European tour. So I guess it's okay to, there was visa issues, he won't be at Genesis on Saturday. Then we heard from the System ahead of this Saturday, where it will be JDC's final match as he takes on Eddie Edwards, a fellow member of the System. He then announced that next week on Impact, that he is going to reveal the newest member of the System taking his spot in the group. We saw an appearance by former TNA president Dixie Carter, who came out to a round of boos. Apparently, they literally were not cheering for her. So she cut a promo talking about the company and how far they have come. The company has come. Bully Ray would come out. They would hug, of course, giving Bully Ray and Dixie Carter's history, for anybody that has watched TNA over the years, remembers the famous segment on Impact many years ago of Bully Ray putting Dixie Carter through a table. So that was pretty much it for that. And then in the main event, Frankie Kazarian defended the TNA World Championship against Mike Santana, and we have a new TNA World Champion as Mike Santana with a spin the block defeated Frankie Kazarian to get the TNA World title back. And what that means is that with the edict that was passed last week by Santino Marella, Mike Santana this Saturday at Genesis will defend in a rematch the TNA World title against Frankie Kazarian. That was the edict that apparently was passed by Santino Marella last week. So that is another big matchup for Genesis this Saturday. And the looming threat of Nick Nemeth, the holder of the Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy, that will be on the back of both men's minds heading into Saturday at Genesis as well. So pretty much to wrap up this video, I said it was going to be a real quick video, but I wound up going into everything that went down. My apologies. Overall thoughts, it was a good showing for TNA on AMC. Who knows? Let's see what the rating is going to be for the show. But I mean, I thought it was okay. Once again, I'm not a big fan of all these freaking segments on the show just to fill 2 hours. I mean, there were 3 matches in the span of that 2 hours. There was only 3 matches. The rest of it was all in-rings, or either in-ring segments, backstage segments. That was pretty much it at the entire show. There was only 3 matches on this show. The rest of it was segments. So that's my only issue with that. But it is what it is. So this has been my TNA Impact on AMC recap. As always, I am Brian, and I will see you next time. See ya.